Hey everyone, today I'll be teaching you how to make California roll sushi. I made so many pieces of sushi and I wasn't gonna stop. Until I got a perfect roll. You could say I was on a roll. Lame jokes aside, I was going to keep doing it until I got a perfect roll. Oh, stop the camera. Okay, so that was one of my perfect rolls, and then that was another one of my perfect rolls. I literally didn't get the hang of it until my last 2 attempts at making a sushi roll. And I still think I need more practice. But it's fine, because I'm here to show you what I did wrong and how you can avoid the same mistakes. So let's get started with the video. First, take out a few pieces of imitation crab. I think I used about 5 or 6 pieces of imitation crab. Then begin to shred your imitation crab. I didn't know how to shred the imitation crab at first. First I tried cutting it up. That didn't work out. Then I tried to use forks to shred it. That also didn't work out. Then I finally tried using a cheese grater. This worked out the best. When your imitation crab is all shredded up, add 1/2 teaspoon of sesame oil, 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, and 1/2 teaspoon of sriracha. Mix this all together until well combined. What we just made is a crab salad that will be going inside our sushi. There are 2 types of California rolls that I wanted to make. The first kind is the one that I actually prefer, the one with the crab salad, and then the second kind is just the one with the piece of crab inside. We are going to be making both of these. When you're finished, set your crab salad to the side. Now pour 1 cup of sushi rice into a bowl. It can be your rice cooker bowl or just a regular bowl. We're going to begin washing our rice. Pour water into the bowl and then stir your rice around. Then drain your water out of the bowl. Repeat this process a few more times until the water is clear. The reason we're washing our rice is to remove the surface starch, which causes the rice to clump together or become gummy. Washing the rice helps it become fluffy and have a more even texture. When you're finished, add 1 cup and 1/4 cup of water into your bowl. Then go ahead and turn on your rice cooker and cook your rice. Now we're going to create a mixture for our rice. Add 1/4 cup of rice vinegar into a saucepan. Then add 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Heat this up on medium to low heat until the sugar has completely dissolved. Once the sugar has dissolved, take it off the heat and place into a container to cool. Once your rice is done cooking, stir your mixture into the rice. I would suggest using only half of the mixture because I only used half of that mixture for 1 batch of rice and then I used the other half of the mixture to make another batch of rice. It'll seem wet at first, but just keep stirring the rice around until it becomes dry. If you keep stirring, the rice will dry as it cools. When you're finished, set your rice to the side. Now we're going to cut and peel a cucumber. Cut the cucumber in half. Stand the cucumber up on its end and then cut a square around the seeds. Lay your cucumber slices on a few paper towels. Lay a few paper towels on top and then pat your cucumbers dry. Let the paper towels absorb any of the water coming from the cucumbers. This is to ensure that our cucumbers are nice and crisp for our sushi. Once your cucumbers are dry, you can go ahead and start slicing them. Go ahead and dry your cucumber slices one more time and then set them to the side. Next, we're going to prepare our avocado. Cut around your avocado. Twist each side and then pull. Use a knife to take out the seed. Okay, so there are two ways of doing this. You can take the avocado out with a spoon. Or you could just peel the skin off, which apparently keeps it from going brown as quickly. When you're finished with that, you can start slicing your avocado. Alright, now set that to the side. Now it's time to prepare our bamboo rolling mat. You can do this before you even start cooking. Oh, by the way, I got this rolling mat from Walmart. Basically, all you're gonna do is cover your rolling mat in plastic wrap. When you're finished, you can start making your sushi. By the way, this is the type of seaweed I'm using for the sushi. I got it off of Amazon. The seaweed was a bit too big, so I broke some off. Wet your hands, not so much that they're dripping wet, but enough so that they're glossy, and add your rice. Roll your rice as to not crush it to completely cover the seaweed. If you want, you can also add some roasted black sesame seeds. Make sure to keep your hands wet and flip your sushi over. Then add about a golf ball sized amount of your crab salad. Try to form the crab salad into a line that goes across the sushi. Then add your cucumbers on one side of the crab salad. And add your avocados to the other side. 3 slices should be enough. Now we're gonna roll our sushi, so I'm gonna try to explain this as best as I can. Use your thumbs to lift the mat while using your 4 fingers to push in the cucumbers. Roll your sushi while continuing to push it in so that it's tight. One hand to pull the mat out while using the other hand to pull the mat in. Continue to roll your piece of sushi. Continue to roll it some more to make a perfect circular shape. Now begin to slice your sushi. So you're supposed to cut it in half and then cut those 2 halves together into little halves, if that makes any sense to you. But I was having a bit of difficulty doing that. So I just cut them one at a time. I totally understand why you're supposed to cut it in half, put them beside each other, and then cut them into slices. It makes more even slices. But I didn't know that at the time, and this was easier, I guess, but then I ended up making the sushi pieces too thin. So after my first attempt, I decided to try again. And again, 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 and again. I tried to make the perfect sushi roll, and I wasn't going to stop until I at least got one perfect roll of sushi. Every time I made a piece of sushi, I would learn something that I did wrong from the previous time, so I would just keep trying to fix the minor mistakes that I was making until I finally got somewhere. Which brings us to my last 2 attempts. My last 2 attempts were where I put everything I learned to the test. I have finally figured out how to make the perfect roll of sushi. Or at least I think I did, I'm not completely sure. But I'm gonna share with you what I learned anyway. Make sure you use the rough and textured side of the seaweed when adding your rice. I found it easier to spread the rice around the seaweed if I broke the rice into pieces to spread it. Then I added some roasted black sesame seeds. Flip my seaweed over. Added my crab meat. Oh, and when you're placing your imitation crab in your seaweed, make sure to cut it in half. And I'm talking about cutting it in half lengthwise. Then add your cucumbers. Instead of adding only 2 cucumbers, add multiple cucumbers. Enough to fill a whole side, but to not overstuff it. Then add your avocado. Alright, so now roll your sushi. Make sure your knife is wet and then start cutting your sushi. Make sure your knife is wet and clean while cutting your sushi. Cut your sushi like you're sawing wood. Move your knife back and forth until you've cut it all the way through. Look at that! Look at that! That is a perfect piece of sushi right there! Look at me slicing another piece of perfect sushi. Not too shabby for my first time making sushi on my 8th attempt. Okay, now I'm going to teach you how to make some spicy mayo to go with your sushi. Add 1/2 cup of mayonnaise into a tiny bowl. Then add 1 tablespoon and 1/2 tablespoon of sriracha. After that, mix until well combined and you're all finished. And that's it, you are all finished making your sushi. These are all the pieces of sushi I made, and there's my row of perfect sushi. Although I do believe I could have added more rice, you know? But that's okay, because I'll remember it for next time. And this is the finished product after I decorated it and added all the sauces. I added some spicy mayo, sriracha, unagi sauce, and green onions on the sushi, and a bit of wasabi on the side. Some pieces of sushi look good, some pieces do not, but they all tasted great, which I'm really happy about. I probably still made a lot of mistakes even with my perfect roll, and I'm most likely going to be making sushi again just so I can perfect that skill. If you do attempt to make sushi, then I wish you the best of luck. I'm going to link some videos that might help and probably explain how to make sushi better than I could. Everything I used in the video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching me attempt to make sushi. Bye!